Okay, and even in like a thing like marriage, there's a sense of belonging. So even say you've been married X number of years, like say you've been married 10 years, and say the last few years weren't so great, you still have a sense of belonging in the fact that you are married, that you are like in union with someone, even if it's really not going well. When I was more newly divorced, I think part of the emptiness is kind of like where do I belong? Who am I and where do I belong? So I was with the same person for like 18 and a half years, married for like 10 years. So as an adult, I had never really, I knew my identity was not just about being married. I very well knew that. And one of the reasons I knew that was because of my faith, because I learned in like this program I was part of that your identity should be in Christ, not in anything else. Because if things crumble, you don't have anything. What you have is your relationship with God, you know? That if you tie your whole identity to one thing, it's gonna be a really, 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 really hard drop when you fall, you know? But I think even though I didn't base my whole identity on being married, because I was married for so long and I was coupled up for so long, it was hard to think about like my sense of belonging, like, I don't know, just my sense of existence, you know, like there was emptiness for a while, like, and there was this loneliness and then where I'd get really sad, and where if you have too much time to think, sometimes that's not good. And so more than one person had said, you need a hobby. And I was like, whatever, I have hobbies, you know, come on, I don't need a hobby. Then I thought about it, and that's why I created this YouTube channel. And maybe I created this channel for a sense of belonging to something out there, because you feel so alone sometimes. I mean, I created this YouTube channel for a lot of reasons, but that might have been one of them. Then I've thought about everything I've been through. Even though there's a sense of belonging in being married, you can also have a sense that you don't belong even in your marriage. I don't want to give examples on that because I just feel like that's too personal. But what that could mean is maybe that person isn't there for you when you're really needing some help. Like that person is just nowhere to be found, you know? A sense of belonging is so temporary. Look, we can think we belong in families. People get ostracized from their families. We can think we belong to a certain church. People get thrown out, kicked out, and ostracized from their churches. We can think we belong to a certain job, right? A certain company. Like, that's a sense of belonging we get. There's camaraderie, and you see how bad the road is right here? They fixed Spokane roads up, and it's never fucking fixed. But I digress. They spent, I don't know how much on these roads, but you hear how bumpy it is. Anyways, you can feel a sense of belonging with, like, yeah, at a job, at a company. So you meet people, you have friends, but you hang out just at work, right? Well, what if you get fired? Are those people going to talk to you? Are those people going to pick up the phone? Or do those people have more loyalty to that company and have some notions about you because of you being fired? Do you know what I mean? Let me share this example. It's so funny. One time I was in a workplace, right? And I think that workplace saw me as like a promising, individual. Yeah, promising individual. And yeah, and then one time my boss said, well, I just don't know where you fit in, like what group of people you fit in with. And it's like, this is what it is, bitch, nobody. Nobody. I love people. So when you love people, you love everyone. And when you love people and accept people for just who they are, you have a collection of friends that are varied. They're not all one type of people, you know? When you love people, let me say that again. You love all types of people and you accept all types of people. It's not just lip service. When you love people, you have a collection of friends who are different people. You could line them up. They don't all look the same. They don't all speak the same. They don't all think the same. And that's a beautiful thing, right? But her saying this to me, like, I don't know where you fit in. It made me think about, it just didn't sit well with me. It didn't sit well with me because it was ugly. It's an ugly notion. Because see, when someone knows where you fit in, what that does is that makes it comfortable for them. You know, because people have to be able to understand how to label you in order for them to feel comfortable. At the end of the day, baby, what you gonna label me about? What are you gonna label me about? Like, if you really knew my background, you would understand, like, I exist in the gray. I exist in the in-between. So if you want it black and white, if you want it like, ooh, Dara only hangs out with this group of people, or Dara mostly hangs out with this group of people, it's like, no. That's not how I am. I don't belong to anybody, first of all. I am a free agent. I come and go as I please. And what that means is I'm accountable to myself. I don't have a group of people. This is what I don't like about groups. That groups will have these standards for you. Groups will have these obligations for you. So I wanted to give an example that I thought about like the obligations of being friends with a group of people. So I mentioned earlier that sometimes having friends with a group of people, like, there's social obligation. It might have been like there were events that I wasn't able to go to, and I don't know, I just remember at least one person commenting about me not being able to go. And then I thought, oh crap, like, I'm gonna have to go to something because, and I don't know, I remember feeling a lot of pressure at that time. So I was married, and all the rest of these girls were single. Not just like in a relationship, they were single. They had no relationship, you know? And so I just remember feeling a lot of pressure with like how I couldn't manage everything. Because when you're in a relationship or married, in order to keep things going well, you have to spend time together, you know? That's an important component. So I remember that I agreed to like go to someone's birthday party, and it was at a bar. And so it was after work on a Friday night. We met up at someone's place, and then we went to the bar. Well, okay, Friday nights are horrible for me to do anything, really. I mean, especially try to be social. Friday nights, ever since I've been in high school, I just am so tired. So it's like if I missed out on sleep throughout the work week, I really feel it on that Friday night. So I remember going to the bar on my friend's birthday, and it wasn't that I didn't want to celebrate. It was just, I was not in like a bar kind of mood, you know, to have energy or anything. So, did I seem low energy? Yeah, because I was really low energy. I mean, did I look like a bump on a log? Yeah, because like I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but I was only there out of a sense of obligation. I mean, of course I wanted to celebrate my friend, but at the same time, I just knew, excuse me, that like now was not a good time to celebrate. So, because of me being so tired, you know, like if you don't have the energy for it, don't push yourself, because it's just not gonna work, you know. So anyways, it just didn't turn out well. I didn't have energy. I went anyways. I'm sure everyone could tell I was just not, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it, you know. So then months and months later, when the girl who tended to make comments about if I was at something or not, when her birthday came around, I remember I remember seeing on social media that she had a birthday party and she hadn't even invited me. And that really hurt my feelings. So like I called her out on it. And then her rebuttal was like, but I just know you don't like things like that. I was going to do something like more one-on-one with you. And it's like, how do you convey to someone that it's not that you don't like doing things like that. It's not that I dislike going to a bar. It's not that I dislike being around a lot of people. But I dislike doing those things when I have no energy for it, you know? And so I guess I don't know, I guess my feelings were really hurt because I had hung out with her just like days before to check out apartments with her. That was basically the start of the end of our friendship, because I think I left her some crazy ass voicemail. I don't even know what I said. I think I was like halfway crying, screaming. I don't even know. I don't know what I was going through. I don't know why I did that. It was really atypical of me to behave like that, but I did. I think I just didn't understand, like, I've considered you such a friend and like I can't even get invited to your birthday. I didn't understand it, and her reason to me seemed like a cop-out. Like, oh, I'm gonna celebrate separately with you or something. Like, just if you think I look like a bump on a log, maybe there's more to it. Maybe it's because I felt obligated to do those things so I wasn't pushed out of the group. Because that's honestly what it was. I didn't want to be pushed from the group. So anyways, I'm giving you this example to say that sometimes we make decisions based on what the group's expectations are, but you're never gonna win anyways. So I made the decision to go to something that ultimately I knew I didn't have energy for. I mean, I didn't fake anything. Like, obviously I couldn't fake anything. I was tired as hell, you know. But it's important that you are just yourself. Because if you're trying to please a group or certain people in the group, it's going to backfire anyway. I mean, I ended up ultimately losing that friend. So I hope that if you're a part of a group and if you feel obligated to do things, or if you have these expectations where sometimes you agree to things that you really aren't interested in or don't want, just know that it doesn't matter. Like, it's gonna bite you one way or the other, you know. Because I felt like it was a good example highlighting that we can make decisions hoping that it solidifies our place in the group, or hoping that we don't get kicked out of the group, but at the end of the day the result is the same. We still basically got kicked out of the group. I mean, the group kind of fizzled anyway, but that was like the nail in the hammer for me. The nail in the coffin? Anyways, for me. So